Hi, this is Shyamal Chandra for Longtail News Episode 3, and today we're going to talk about sports and the future of sports. Now, usually I go across sports by watching the first 5 minutes of basketball game and the last 5 minutes of basketball game. But these days, things have changed. The sports arena has changed so dramatically since my time back in the early 90s when I started watching the big centers of the NBA. And now it's translated to something where most of the players are unknown, or the players that are well known are from that time or after that time, and they don't have much of a presence in marketing. So people are very unreceptive to telling a lot about their private life or marketing different products in the NBA like they used to be in the past, like sneakers with different companies or basketballs. So this is something that I think is problematic because after their career, for instance, like Jim Brown with the NFL, he was very famous in movie making business. And after his career with the Browns, Cleveland Browns, and so there were many players like that. O.J. Simpson was famous in lots of movies after he played with Buffalo, and there's many others from that same realm. But one thing that comes to mind when you think of sports is it's more marketing than actual games play. But now it's gotten really serious where people are actually focused on getting the right nutrition, the right conditioning, rather than being marketing tools and I think that's really cool. But in order to make the maximum money for the league and for the players and for the partners, they should be have some sort of thing like the PIL or the NIL with the college football. That would be very helpful to make the players more a household name than they are right now. The thing I'm worried about at the same time is that things have changed. The big guy is now the unknown guy, or the long tail YouTube clip, or the long tail TikTok tip. So things that are people are not that interested in learning about mainstream marketing or mainstream stuff. They want to know the long tail of everything. That's why I named this podcast Long Tail News, because I really wanted to showcase some of my long tail opinions on long tail facts. So if you go to the other leagues, for instance, like hockey, you won't find that much in terms of connection between the fans and the players. There's some of them that are very big names that you remember from the days of early 2000s when the NBA and all these other leagues were very hot. But now it's gotten to the point where the the uh, the collection of people are not that interesting to watch because you don't really know, that guy has little penny, or that guy has this thing, this figurine. This is something big. Chris Rock is playing him with Tyra Banks. Um, so this is a very different world we live in, where I want to be like Mike slogan from Gatorade is very different than it is now. These things are very different times. And what I'm trying to say is that the college football teams are trying to get more name space, or the NCAA, while the NBA and all the professional leagues are trying to reduce the amount of marketing presence because it's difficult to sell a game to someone if you don't know one player in the team. So my chance is to say that they should gradually have some sort of way to connect with those players. Like they have some hobby they like, some like chess or some sport other than and then that they play intramurally, or some organization. They used to do that with Walter Payton, back in the days. He was involved in lots of good sportsmanship, and he was the good sportsmanship award was named for him. Those people linger to this day. Even the great Jerry West, he was the icon of the NBA logo. So I think this is really good, but the thing is, they need to do more, and I think most of the time is that it's very dangerous to take that initiative, like sell a product with someone's name. You just want to sell generic shoes or generic tennis rackets or generic hats or generic apparel, athletic apparel. So it's a big risk to take. There's going to be a lot. What if the guy changes teams? What if he does something? So you have to make it team neutral. You have to make it. So this is very important in these days and age where people are trying to maximize profit and minimize loss. So and minimize fixed costs, maximize profit. This it's very important to remember that. And just selling jerseys is good, but I think creating a persona around that particular person, so people understand that person. They have their nicknames memorized. They have their commercials for that person memorized. They have their cool names memorized. I think the marketing department in the NBA or other leagues needs to do a better job of making sure that we recognize each player. They are working so hard day and night to be on that league. It's just like we like the celebrities from Hollywood. We see them don their evening gowns and tuxedos when it comes to Oscar time. While um, you know Grammys, they take their recording agencies and their agent tell them what to wear to spark an eye with the public. And do we have a king of sports right now? Is it are there that many kings of sports per se that capture the attention of the media at both a local, state, country, and international level? That's the question. So that's something that bothers me to this day. And these used to spend so much money, but did they get a return on investment on those? Maybe they didn't, and we don't know that. So that's going to make it very difficult for people to understand why this is happening and why this can be changed in the future. I really like sports when you know the players, when you understand the way their tendencies. One way to do that is to play the simulation games from either EA or 2K games or Sony games, with the MLB Show game franchise. So you get to learn how they bat, you learn how they shoot, how they throw the ball, how they catch the ball, what type of ridiculous things they can do in their pastime. That's one way. Another way is to find out, just to read their stories on whatever news site that you go to. And so you have to really do a good job of incorporating those things to get a full facet, multifaceted view on those people. Because otherwise, you won't really understand where they're coming from. Like, for instance, you watch a game with your favorite player, and you see his children on the sideline. You'll recognize their names, their ages. You feel more at home. And sometimes they're not likely to showcase that. So that becomes problematic. So you have to balance the two. You don't want to show too much. You don't want to have a reality series. Sometimes you want to have a reality series so people can understand. Like, for instance, there was a show on MTV or VH1. Yeah, VH1. Hogan Knows Best, and you got to learn how even though Hogan was very, very cool guy, he used to put a GPS device under his daughter's SUV so he could find out where she was. So he's very strict, but he was a really cool guy. And it's really sad because after that particular show went on the air, they particularly he divorced his wife, and it was really sad. So these type of things happen, but most of the time they end with good stories, or maybe it was just a good thing for him at that time. And the sad thing that happened during that he told the story about how he was approached to get to make the grill that George Foreman took over and became a millionaire or more multimillionaire. He could have become a part of this franchise, the Hulk Hogan Grill. So those were some misses for him in his career, but who knows? Anything is possible. There's so many non-linearities, so much randomized possibilities. So I think that it just matters. What matters is doing a good job on the court, but at the same time not taking it too hard on yourself when you're young. When you're trying to make a name for yourself, it does not have to be on the field. It could be on a show or some celebrity show, reality show. That would be good. All right, this is Shyamal Chandra for Longtail News Episode 3, April 27th, 2023. See you later. Bye-bye.